Hey Gemini, welcome to the Jezebel Way Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing your love and separation read for the month of September. We had the full moon in Pisces yesterday, and we are in Mercury retrograde in Libra. So communication might be a little off, so watch what you say. Listen. And also you could be feeling a little bit of exhaustion, headaches, you name it. Remember, the Pisces full moon energy is about shedding. So whatever you're shedding, just let it go. So let's see what's going on for you, Gemini, in love for the month of September. I realize it's been several months since you've had a read. My apologies. Okay. Show me Gemini in love, September. I couldn't tell you face to face. Okay. I can still see you standing there. I focused on you instead of my grief. Okay, so somebody was going through something, it looks like to me, right? And what they're saying here is that there's something, or there's a reason why they couldn't tell you face to face whatever the situation was, and they can still see you standing there. So something transpired. They're looking back over the way that they left something, maybe. So let's see. Let's just take a look. Show me Gemini. Love September. So you were the ultimate partner to them, and now they're being redirected to that. So the universe is bringing that back to their attention. Now they know you were the only one for them, right? Although they weren't saying it at the time because there was a lot of dysfunction, there was something going on, there could have been some sort of reason that they weren't saying that due to manipulation. They now know that they want to come heal this situation, and they want to be this emperor to this empress. They're taking this leap of faith, hoping that you'll forgive them. Okay? Lots of that going to be happening during retrograde. I know what to tell you guys. If you're looking for a singles read, this ain't it. There's going to be a lot going on with, of course, retrogrades are about lessons coming back to you that you may not have completed in the past. So for some of you, that may be happening. There may be a person coming back to you from the past that desperately seeks your forgiveness. They want to be with you again. So let's see what we got. New opportunity, definitely. Your person seeks victory in a new opportunity with you, Gemini. They know you're their wish fulfillment. They're tired of being alone. They have been on a break, or maybe you guys have been on a break. Mental health situations. Maybe they needed to take a break for their own peace. I focused on you instead of my grief, so they are dealing with something. But you're on their mind, and they're thinking of reaching out to you. So let's see what's going on with you. We have some feelings of betrayal from you, Gemini. You feel like this person, there's something said, something known that's not being said. Why did they do this to me? Commitment in the dirt. You want change and transformation in the situation. I don't think you're expecting a relationship here. You just want someone to clear the air. So let's see what this High Priestess is. Yeah, you just want some enlightenment about why this person left you or disappeared, the relationship ended. So let's see what's going on between the two of you. Okay, we have please give me another chance. I was wrong. I wasn't the person that you needed me to be because I was focused on other things. They're hoping that there's not rejection here. They want reconciliation, and they want to talk about reconciliation with Gemini. Well, let's see what their blocks are. Moving forward with this love relationship, being undecided was a block because they weren't in a peaceful state of mind. Let's see what your blocks are. You're conflicted, Gemini. You don't feel like this person put enough work to move forward in this situation. There wasn't enough balance because this person was imbalanced. So somebody cannot present to you or provide something to you that they themselves do not have. And so that's kind of what was going on here. Let's see why they're coming back now. Why are they coming back now? Why is this Gemini's lover coming back now? They've gotten themselves trapped in their own thing. So basically they are not happy without you. They don't necessarily want to be single. They know that their instability is what led to the end of this situation. They victimized themselves. They've got a lot of anxiety going on, and they want to move forward past that. They think that you are their happiness, and so they left their happiness behind, and you were their happiness. So be careful of the person who thinks that you're going to be the one to save them, or you're going to be the one to solve all their problems and bring their happiness back to them. Because what they're actually remembering here is that they were happy when they were with you, right? Not that, and they're associating that with you're the one who made them happy. Well, that's true in part, but in order to find their own happiness, they have to look inside, right? As within, so without. So they may be validation seeking from you about where their happiness lies, and you can't provide that for any person. So be careful of that. They've got it in their mind that they were happiest when they were with you, which is probably true, but they may be looking for something else that they're not recognizing doesn't really reside with any person. So let's see what their blocks are. You know, they kind of acted immaturely. They acted recklessly. I think they disregarded the connection that you have, which could have been a soulmate connection here. They disregarded the connection. They shit all over the connection, and they were with other partners. They weren't exactly faithful to you. So they turned their back on this connection because they wanted to, you know, be fast, right? They wanted to seek other physical connections. So let's see kind of, they may be down and out, you know, thinking that you're going to fill them back up again. So be careful of that too. Show me the blocks for Gemini. Gemini, you always felt as though they were holding back from you, which I think they were. And I feel like here you're kind of saying, you know, I had big love for you and you disregarded me. And you disregarded this relationship. And so now you're kind of reaping what you've sown, okay? And so remember, Mercury retrograde brings things back to our attention so that we can finalize it. We can solve it, right? And this person may be a karmic lesson for you about filling someone's cup, right? When they need to learn to fill their own. About accepting less than what you deserve or what your expectation is for a relationship. So there may be some karmic lessons with you here about kind of closing something down. But let's see how they're feeling about you. They want to go forward with you because they feel like you're their emotional fulfillment, and you may very well be. But remember, this person may pull out when things get too deep. Okay, they may not have a capacity for depth, okay? But it looks like they want to offer you something for emotional fulfillment, moving along slowly but surely. Obviously, they miss you physically. They physically miss you. They want to continue things moving forward. They want to take away the pain, take away the heartbreak. Oh, okay. They want to talk about plans moving forward, but you got this seven of Swords popping out here about deception. So let's see, kind of, you want to avoid the person who vies for your attention when they don't feel that great, because they want you to give them an ego boost to make them feel good again, right? So they can go on to their whatever else there is, right? So they may be using you as like a refill station. So be wary of that when they come back around, that is disrespectful to you. So this is kind of like, learning a lesson about your worth. But let's see what this deception is. Yeah, I've always had a thing for you. You've always tripped my trigger, whatever they're going to say. I've always held on to this relationship. I just didn't have the courage before now to come to you with that information. So please don't block me out. Don't shut me out. So there may be some truth to that, but because the Seven of Swords is here, I have a tendency to think that they may be overdoing it. They're not necessarily lying to you about how they feel about you, but I think they may be embellishing in order to pluck on your heartstrings. So just remember that. Let's see what they're thinking. They very much want to communicate with you because they want to see if you're single or not. They want to see if the opportunity is there for them to jump back into your life. They don't, though. They have a funny view of feminine energy and feminine expression of sexuality. So what's good for the goose is not good for the gander. You have the King of Wands in the upright. You got the Queen of Wands in the reverse here, right? So number one, they're not anticipating that you're going to catch on to their game, right? Number two, they have a funny view of it's okay for the masculine energy to engage with a lot of feminine energies, but it's not okay if the female is doing such. So it's the old stereotype of a woman who expresses herself sexually as a whore, but it's okay for him to be a whore, right? So however that applies to you out there, just remember this person has a funny view and may shame you, okay, when it suits them, when they feel rejected by you. They may shame you, want to shame you for exploring other possibilities. So this isn't the 1950s, okay? You take that shit back to the 1950s is what I have to say. Okay, so let's see what their intentions are. And that's a person who wants to dominate and control, okay? By shaming you into submission. So let's see what their intention is. Which is an age-old tool for masculine energies in our society. So just remember there's some templating that they need to be kind of taken care of. And it's their job, right? Illusion is healing. So there's an illusion here that they may be presenting to you that they're healing. And they very well may be healing. But there's a lot of road to go still here. It kind of looks like to me that they are going to be giving the idea that this is a mother wound that they're healing from. Their view of women, though, is kind of a little whack, so this could very well be true. Let's see what this means. You needed me at a time in which I just didn't have it to give to you, which I think is true. However, okay, great. Let's talk about that, but let's move on, okay? Let's kind of move on. Show me what you got. Show me the Queen of Cups in reverse. I just didn't have to give to you. I wasn't nurtured enough as a child. Whatever the story is, that's kind of what they're going to be presenting to you. I do think that they feel, though, Gemini, that you were real with them at a time that they didn't want to hear it, okay? This could have been like, quit feeling sorry for yourself. You know, we all have shit. Let's move on. It's not an invalidation. It's a stopping of a manipulation that's happening. And I think that's kind of, you shut their ass down. And they didn't want to hear that. And so then they started attacking you as a person. They started attacking your character. They started attacking you with the way society attacks feminine energies, to shut them down and to silence them. And so I think, you know, remember that when you are listening to this person, not out of a means of resentment. This is for you to understand patterns and to pick up on patterns that may be presenting themselves to you as a lesson. Let's see what they're afraid to tell you. They're afraid to tell you about the many sexual partners that they've had. They're afraid to tread over those waters. There could be some sort of a sex addiction also happening here. They want to just skip over that part and move past it. I think what they're going to be telling you is that they have moved past that point in their lives, which very well may be true. But you still have to take responsibility for it. Now, I'm not saying that you're responsible to another person, but I think at the very least, if you start skipping over things because you don't want to hear it from somebody, and I'm not talking about, you know, repeated conversations about it. I'm talking about, look, I'm sorry I did that to you. You didn't deserve that. I was wrong. If you're not able to even go there and do that, then you're avoiding. Right? And you're invalidating. So this person may have had a tendency to invalidate your feelings a lot, right? I mean, here's the situation with people. Even if in our mind we may be thinking that's a bunch of bullshit, right? It's still not okay for us to dismiss someone else's perception of the situation. Okay? That's the invalidation. So they may want to invalidate the experience so that they don't have to answer for something. And again, that's another form of control and manipulation. So just remember that. They want everything to appear balanced and thriving, healthy. But you don't get to that place by shoving something in the closet, okay? Just saying. So let's see what a final outcome can be. Okay, they want to move forward with you, but they're not necessarily going to be telling you the truth about where they stand as far as commitment goes. I am in love with you, and I want to be with you as long as you feed my ego. As long as you tell me how wonderful I am. And when I get full, when I've had my fill, then I probably will be skedaddling on, right? Back to this King of Wands energy. So remember, They're going to talk about forward movement with you, but they may not be very clear or truthful with you about what is the commitment. Where is it going? And you've been there, done that with this person before, right? And so as long as you keep wanting to define the relationship, they will keep taking back the romance, right? So this is a contract. This is a unilateral contract between you and this person. If you don't pressure me about commitment, I will love you. But as soon as you pressure me about commitment, then I'm going to take my love back from you. So just remember that. And then they may revert back to their old ways of being. This is on my terms that I'm going to give you what you want with this, which is this future with me and this long-term commitment. But if you keep talking about that bullshit, then it's done. And they're going to close the cycle down and go back to being a hoe. Okay, period. So just remember that, Gemini. When you're engaging with this person, that it's a completely conditional situation, just like it was before. You need to remain in your Queen of Swords energy and your discernment energy when talking to this person to decipher whether or not this is a repeat pattern. That's been coming up a lot for the last 3 reads that I've done, is to be mindful and observant of a repeat pattern. Just because someone comes back to you during Mercury retrograde doesn't necessarily automatically make them a karmic. Oh my God, they're a karmic because they're coming back. It's the behavior that they bring with them and the repeated pattern that makes it karmic. So watch what they do, not what they say. And if you're feeling similar feelings like you were before, then it's a lesson. So let's get some love cards on it. Actions speak loudly. Okay, this is a new path. So for some of you out there, this may be a repeat lesson for you. This may be a karmic lesson that's coming back into your life. So you can finally put it to bed and move on your new path. Actions speak loudly. Slow, simple acts of kindness. So basically, you know, is there's a change, yes, but why now? Right? Don't be afraid. Be in your Queen of Swords energy and ask those questions. That's great. I'm happy for you, but why now are you contacting me? Why now? Watch what they do, not what they say. Act as if your partner is already here. So this is an 8, abundance returning. Yes, in one way, but is this person the one you're holding space for? If so, don't. You need to be in alignment with what you want moving forward. And it could be as simple as, you know, at one point in time, I loved you so much, I would have done whatever you wanted me to do. And at one point, I loved you so much that I would have believed anything you said. But you were the one who taught me how to live without you. You were the one who taught me to look through those disguises at what the real true intentions are. You are the one who taught me those lessons, so I thank you. But I'm no longer in that space because I'm focusing on myself right now. It's okay to be out of alignment with this person. Just because they return doesn't mean you owe them anything. Forgiveness. This is about a new path, about forgiving this person, forgiving yourself, and driving on. For some of you, it's about moving past it. So let's see what they may want to say to you. Okay, insecure about my looks. Like that has anything to do with anything. I am focused on my career at this time. I didn't expect to meet you. Right person, wrong time. That may be you saying that to them. But if they have the audacity to say that to you, don't believe it. Because this is a person who's trying to find an excuse about their behavior. They weren't focused on anything but getting their dick wet. That was what they were focused on. They dismissed the situation because they wanted multiple partners. They didn't want to be committed. When you act accordingly to my rules, then I will show you love. But if you don't act according to my rules, I will show everybody else love. That's a withholder and a manipulator, okay? You have your shit together. My life is chaos. Well, maybe now, because Gemini, you've chosen to move on with your own life and love yourself and invest in yourself. And this person is on their ass again, and they want you to fill their cup up again. Here, give me stuff, give me stuff, give me stuff so I can be better. And then when they get what they want, pew, there they go again. So be mindful of that. Let's see how they feel about you in the bedroom. That was probably lacking too, but let's take a look. Yeah, they wanted to be in control of everything that was done, and there may be a little bit of obsession about control with this person. I kind of feel like you were always having to take the high road with them. And I feel as though, you know, there's a certain amount of purity to you here that I think that they can't match, and I think that's what they're saying when they feel lesser than. It was always clandestine. I think sometimes you were always hearing about having seen them somewhere, or there was a Facebook episode or whatever. And I think you were always finding out that they were meeting other people behind your back. And I think for a little while they may have been keeping you a secret too. And eventually there was nothing. I think once you found out that they were doing their thing, there was absolutely nothing happening in between the two of you because it just grew cold, right? This is erectile dysfunction. This is not being able to get it up. This is talking about maybe not being interested in it. I don't know where you've been. And I think it was just kind of like, you know, when those episodes would happen, I think that it would get worse. So I'm just looking at nothing ever being stable. You never ever knew really how they wanted you, when they wanted you, if they loved you, if they didn't love you, where it was going. I kind of feel like you were being placed in a position of constant competition with thin air, right? So let's see what they desire. I think in a way they enjoyed making you look foolish in front of other people. You know, they enjoyed that because they did feel so inferior to you. So it was kind of like, you know, when you'd walk into a room, people's energy toward you would change. And you couldn't figure out why, right? It was because everybody around you knew what was happening but you. And so they enjoyed making you the joke, right? They desired to do that to others in order to fulfill some weird little spot for them. You were constantly feeling like you were drowning in this relationship, and they desire for people in relationships with them to feel that way. Physically, though, I mean, they do find you very beautiful. They lust after you, but I think you always had to entertain them. So this is kind of a sadist a little bit in a way. They kind of enjoy inflicting embarrassment and pain on people. So just keep that in mind. Who has time for that shit? You know, go on and go over there with your weird self. Okay, that's what I have to say. Go on over there with your weird self. Show me love for Gemini universe. Show me what I need to see. So karmic lesson returning to you in the form in which it comes to you. Right? But it is coming back your way. There may be a lot of passion happening for you, which is great. But right now, you're kind of focused on finances and career. This person may be coming to you very soon, but remember, there's deception with this person. Don't stay optimistic necessarily about this situation. Keep it light and playful if you feel like giving them the time of day. But this says free yourself. Free yourself from this situation. You've already learned this lesson. There's no need to repeat it. Round and round and round, they will constantly be coming to you like jaws. I think that they can't figure out why you are the way you are, right? And they desire to be that, but they just can't seem to do it. Focus on peace in your world and in your alignment. You will have a choice to make whether or not you want to entertain this again, but I think you need to remember what's in alignment with you. Take away the charm, take away the good looks, take away what might have been, and be in the present moment and let them show you what they have to offer you. You take away all that stuff and they're just some person sitting over there that you made fabulous in your head, right? And see kind of if that's the case, if they're not in alignment with you moving forward, don't go backwards. So that's what I got for you, Gemini, and I'll see you guys later.